everybody, my name is Renina, and thanks for tuning in to Spiritually Free TV. Today I am actually out in nature grounding, and let's talk about that real quick. Grounding in nature helps you. It actually helps you, especially when you're in an office or a studio all day, at a desk, on a computer. It's always beneficial to go grounding, especially if you live in a place where the weather changes and it's not always beautiful outside. And I live right now is like that. So we have our seasons where it's beautiful, we have our seasons where it's messy, and no one can come outside unless you plan on going skiing. In addition to all of that, I wanted to talk a little bit about how to begin your journey to become spiritually free. And what I mean by spiritually free is not so much focusing on what it is that you came from as a child. A lot of us are prone to go to the religion, if you will, that our parents came from, versus actually allowing ourselves to tune in to the cosmos and tap into other dimensions and being able to manifest our own reality without focusing on doing things a cliche type of way, if you will, a way that has not been working for me. You can recreate your own reality that way as well. But what I'm trying to do with this Spiritually Free TV is to allow everyone that has always had some type of doubt in their mind about the unknown. I'm opening up a doorway for those that know me and those that don't know me to begin to see how I began my journey and to learn a little bit. So this station is about educating you. It's a lot about spirituality and how you can advance your spiritual practice. Bugs on yoga mat. So let's start with cleansing. You always, before you begin any type of mantra or before you begin any type of meditation, whatever your practice, whatever your choice is, you want to always start with smudging and a spiritual bath. Those are the most important things, because when you smudge and you cleanse yourself, cleanliness is next to godliness, right? And we're all gods and goddesses in our own right. So you definitely want to cleanse your space. You definitely want to prepare a spiritual bath. And those two things allow you to be able to tap into certain dimensions, and you're able to go within more with a clean mindset without all the residue of negative energy and things of that nature around you while you're doing your spiritual practice. And those things also help you manifest. So I'm going to talk a lot about that. So sage. Let's start with sage. Sage is a old ritual from way back when. A lot of people know about sage. A lot of people feel like sage is evil and witchcraft. But sage is just a natural herb. It's natural. It comes from the earth. And if you use it the proper way, it's okay. It's safe to use it. So basically when I smudge, and I'm going to actually show myself smudging. I'm just talking about it right now because I'm not at my altar. I'm not at home. So I'm just like out in nature right now. But you take your sage smudging stick, you light it, you let the flames, go around, sink into the sage, and then you blow it out, and you take the smoke that's on it and you smudge your space. That takes away all the negative antioxidants and all the negative energy and things that are just not healthy. It just removes things that doesn't need to be there. And you can actually sage your aura as well. In addition to that, Palo Santo. Palo Santo is a holy wood stick. It's a tree, and it's from South America. And you actually can purchase Palo Santo at Whole Foods. And the little sticks, they come in kits at Whole Foods. You can get them for like $5. You get like maybe 4 or 5. Some of them are chunky sticks, and some of them are skinny. It all depends on what grade, what you get. You take that, you light it just the same way as sage, and you smudge your space, you smudge yourself. And what that actually does is replenishes the negative energy that you're taking away with good and positive energy. Just like if you come and hug a tree. If you hug a tree, it is said that you hug a tree, it helps replenishes your energy. It takes away all the negative energy, because trees are of the nature and they absorb everything around you. So I'm actually in the midst of trees right now. I could hug a tree, and all the cares of the world I could put on the tree, and the tree actually can replenish its energy within a matter of seconds. So that's one of the things that Palo Santo does. It gives you that replenishment. So it's almost always important to cleanse your space when you have people around you. If you have a business, you can walk through your business and smudge your space. I work with energy healing, so I have to always smudge my space. In addition to that, I smudge my kids when they come from school, when they come from outside. It's just an all around natural, healthy thing to do. I call it a ritual. It's awesome. So in terms of the spiritual baths, now the spiritual baths, you can use Epsom salt, and you can also use Himalayan salt or sea salt. And you put that in your bath, and everything comes from intentions, right? So if you put your intentions into all the things, all the ingredients that you're doing for your spiritual bath, and you put your intentions into having clean, good, positive energy, once you smudge, those are the key to allowing it to actually manifest into what it is you want to manifest, right? So for those Christians out there, the Bible says you have not because you ask not. It also says life and death is in the power of the tongue, right? So you can speak those things that are not as though they were into existence. So that's why it's so important to be able to put your intentions into things. And I call that work and recipe. So when I do my recipe for my spiritual practice, for my spiritual baths, I take my Epsom salt. I do everything in 3s. And sometimes if I just feel like doing it, I just pour a lot of it in there. It all depends on if I'm aching or not. And what I'll do is I'll just have 3 things that I want to focus on with my intent. And I'll just hold it. I'm taking the opportunity to use what nature has allowed us to use as a medicine to manifest the things that I want to manifest in my life. So if I want to manifest being more spiritually inclined, I'm going to take that Epsom salt and I'm going to have the intentions of it helping add to my growth, my spiritual growth. And then in terms of the salt, I do the same thing. Whatever it is that's on my mind that I want to focus on my putting intent into, then I'll do the same thing with that. Also add essential oils if you want to add. You can add 100% essential oils. You can add lavender. You can add peppermint. You can add lemongrass. You can add whatever oils of your choice if you want, okay? And then in addition to that, I like to have a white candle. So I will have a white candle on the bathtub, just sitting on the bathtub or the jacuzzi. And I'll also have a incense. Okay, I like to use meditation incense. I like to use the lotus incense and the dragon's blood incense. There's a lot of different incense you can use. The new moon incense. You can just pick which one you like to smell. I like the water to be moderate, not so hot, because if it's so hot, I want to get out the water. I can't actually soak. Now, before you take your spiritual bath, you want to cleanse yourself first. So that regular routine shower, that regular routine bath is what you want to do before you put your body into the spiritual bath recipes. And when you're in the bath, you can listen to 432 Hertz music. You can find those on Instagram. No, not Instagram, YouTube. You can find those Hertz, yeah, pretty much on YouTube. Or you can listen to higher frequencies, 999 frequencies, things of that nature. Whatever level of vibration you want to start vibrating on so that you can be at your highest self. And when I say vibrate, I mean when you're happy and you're excited, you're vibrating at a high frequency. When you're depressed and you're low, you're at a low frequency. So tune into whatever you want to manifest for your natural way of being. If you want to always not worry, you might want to go and find some Hertz that's going to help you with that. And I'll leave some in the link for you guys to just check out if you don't really understand the process. But all of those things, and you sit there and you meditate and you think about being free. You think about whatever it is your intention is, whatever it is that you're taking a bath for. So for me, it's to be more spiritually open and more spiritually connected and going within so I can manifest the riches that are within and that are without. Okay, so it's important to focus on mindfulness. A lot of people go with the hashtag mindfulness, but do you really know what mindfulness is? Mindfulness is tapping into everything that's inside of you. You are the universe. You are a part of the universe. So when you begin to tap into those different things that's within inside of you, you're manifesting the riches that are within. So you use the natural herbs of the universe, all these beautiful elements that we have in the earth and on the earth. You use those as tools to help you get to that next level. Everything is not just going to be sitting there listening to your pastor. I'm sorry, that's not going to help you get to where you want to go. Everything is not going to fall in your lap because you're praying to someone, Jesus or whoever. Everything's not. The Bible says that he made us co-creators with Christ, if that's what you believe in, okay? And there's a lot of people that I know that are Christians that are still confused to this day, and they don't understand when you become spiritually free, you're allowing yourself not to walk around in territory that is dangerous, but you're opening up yourself to be more mindful that you can't just go off of what you were raised and what you were raised with, because your ancestors may not have known. And speaking of ancestors, let's just talk about that for a little bit, if you will. Now, from my knowledge, back in the day, from all the way back to our lineages, my lineage, I'll just use me as an example. We were slaves. Melanin people were slaves, okay? And we were not allowed to use a lot of things that we developed and that we came from in our culture, like drums, like creating certain recipes to help us higher frequency type of thing. We weren't allowed to use those things because they were afraid, because those things actually worked. So why would they give us tools to be free that actually really worked? They gave us these tools that were man-made. Like the King James Version came from our slave master. King James was one of the slave masters. A lot of people didn't know that. Know your history, people. Know your history. And I know, I'm sorry, some of the Christians are not going to like this, but that stuff has been tainted. And a lot of times you allow yourself to be in bondage because you don't know who you really are. You don't know that you are a goddess. You don't know that you can make recipes and you can vibrate on a higher frequency. You didn't know that you can go within to manifest the riches that are without. You just thought that you could pray to Jesus and he'd make everything okay. And you blame all your success on Jesus this, Jesus that. But the Bible says own self-approved so that you can rightly divide the word of truth. A workman that need not be ashamed. I haven't read the Bible in so long, but I do know I studied the Bible back from the beginning to the end, so I do know a lot about the Bible when we cross-reference. But they take bits and pieces of it, and some of it makes sense and some of it doesn't make sense. A lot of it's just metaphor, okay? You have the power to be able to tap into a dimension, to know who you really are, number one, and to learn your history behind everything. Learn your history. Learn about your culture. If you are a person of melanin, learn about your culture. Learn about where you came from. Learn about what our ancestors did. And I'm not saying all of our ancestors were right, but they did do something to help us become free. A lot of the wars and a lot of the struggles that we went through as slaves were fought by people that were able to tap into those other realms to be able to become free. Okay? And I'm not going to go all into it today, but I will touch back on this in Spiritually Free TV, because that's just what this is, Spiritually Free TV. So if this is too much for you and you can't fathom to even think of thinking outside the box, think outside the box, people. Think outside the box. If you can't fathom to do that because you're just all in this little box like I used to be, then you don't belong here. And that's totally fine. You know, I'm not going to force anything on anyone, and I wouldn't want anyone to force anything on me, because half the Christians right now don't know who they are, don't know where they come from. They don't know anything about their culture, anything about their background. All they know is Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. That's it. That's all. Nothing else. And that's exactly what the slave masters wanted us to just know. It's just that. That's why they allowed us to have access to the Bible, because they wanted us to be in bondage still. They wanted us to take the Bible, and they only wanted us to be able to learn certain things that they put in our brain, so that we can all go years on down the line and focus on being one way in this box, when we have all this power that the Almighty God is waiting for us to be able to access, but we haven't accessed. My people perish because of lack of knowledge. So with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next half of the video. I'm going to show you guys about the spiritual bath in terms of the things I use. Even though I spoke about them, I'm going to actually do a video about smudging and smudging your space, and we're going to start from there. So in the meanwhile, in between time, you guys do your research. Learn who you are. Learn your history. If you are an island person, it all started with you over there. Learn who you are. A lot of people go around talking about, oh, I'm a Trinidadian, or I'm this, or I'm that, or I'm a Jamaican, or I'm this, or I'm from Ghana, or I'm that. And you don't even know what you're doing in terms of where you are spiritually. So let's go within, so that we can manifest the riches that are within and manifest the riches that are without.